How to make a buttonhole with Rose Florist. Throughout this video there'll be some verbal and written instructions, but mainly you'll need to watch as each of the basic steps of wiring are covered in detail, and you should then be able to watch each step, pause the film and have a go yourself. Most of all, have fun and share with us anything that you do. Using one of the small silver wires, take a broad leaf and looking on both sides to decide which is the reverse, where the vein will be most prominent, make a small stitch through either side of the vein on the reverse side of the leaf. Push the wire through around a third of the way, supporting with your thumb on top to ensure it doesn't tear. Now bend the wire legs down and again supporting with your thumb, take the longer leg and wrap that around the shorter leg and the stem, and then pull parallel again. Cut your small leaf foliage side shoots as close to the main stem as possible, and then remove the lower leaves to allow a piece of stem to attach the wire and tape to. Sometimes when removing these lower leaves, you'll find that it leaves a knobbly piece at the end of the stem, and this is best removed, cut at an angle with your scissors. Before you begin, always check your materials for quality and groom any little snags or teeth marks, those little insects get everywhere, with your scissors to create a nice natural shape. Taking a silver wire, approximately 1/3 from one end, place this at 90 degrees to the stem of your foliage, support with your thumb and bend until the two legs are parallel. Take the longer leg and wrap this around the short leg and the stem end 3 times, and you can in this case cut the short leg off. Do a little test wobble on the wire, and so long as the wire doesn't permanently kink and bend, then it is strong enough. Best done when your hands are warm. Stretch the tape with one hand and twist the wire or stem with the other. So stretch and twist, stretch and twist. These are best done at a 45-degree angle, which ensures even coverage and efficient use of the tape. If the tape does snap off, don't worry, you can just go back to that point and start again. But I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how little extra thickness the tape should add once you get very good. To make the sepal pins, take a few silver wires at a time and bend them over your fingernail so they're approximately 1.5 centimetres or half an inch long. Your nail ensures a nice tight bend. Cut these wires at an angle. That little angle does help make them sharper to go into your rose, and repeat down the length of the wire. You'll find that with practice you'll get 5 pins out of one length of wire, and that's exactly the number you need per rose, making it very efficient for you to make all of your sepal pins in one go. Firstly, check the overall condition of your flower. Try not to touch the end as it may bruise. Remove leaves and cut at a very steep angle, approximately 1.5 to 2 inches or 4.5 to 6 centimetres from the flower end. If required, remove the guard petals and any damaged petals that you may see underneath. Carefully bend the sepals back. Support with your thumb, again not touching the flower head, and then pin a sepal pin to hold it in place. Repeat for all of the sepals. If one snaps off, just cut it, and as you put your buttonhole together, this can be at the back. Taking a 20 gauge wire, place it firmly in the stem end of the rose, pushing slowly until you feel that the end of the wire is halfway up the head of the rose. Then cut the wire an additional 4.5 to 6 centimetres from the end of the stem. Now taking a silver wire, cut the end to a nice sharp angle and place this through the stem of the rose at a 90-degree angle to the stem and the wire that you've put in. Exit very slowly with your fingers very close to the stem to prevent the wire from kinking. Once it is through, pull it until it's about 1/3 of the way through, but also so long as that short wire is long enough to come down the stem and touch the wire. Then wrap the longer leg around 3 times on the stem of the rose and cut both wires off shorter than your 20 gauge wire. As with your foliage, you're going to start taping from the head end of the rose, ensuring that you cover those tiny holes that the silver wire has made to prevent any moisture loss. As you stretch and twist, you'll notice that it tapers gradually because we cut at an angle, creating a nice shape as opposed to having a step. When you get to the end, keep taping over the end and pull a little bit extra off just to cover that sharp point. Now taking 2 broadleaves and 1 fine leaf, we're going to put the buttonhole together. placing one broadleaf at the back to protect the rose from additional body heat, and one broadleaf at the front that, because we stitched it, we have some manipulation over. Finally, we're going to place the small leaf foliage in between for some additional texture. Cut all the wires at slightly different lengths and all shorter than that main gauge wire through the rose. And now tape all of the pieces together. You may find this fiddly at first and want to put one piece of foliage in at a time. This can be done, but will result in a slightly bulkier stem. Finally, supply your buttonhole with a pin.